Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. So TAKEOKA didn't take gold at the World Championships, but he had a really good performance, taking a silver medal. Now just like Tanaka, he wasn't seeded and he had to start all the way at the beginning in round number 1. So here he is against Polanco from Cuba. And TAKEOKA, if you didn't know, he's very heavy on the sleeve, really good ashiwaza, and he's got an incredible kosotogake. You kind of see it here. He does a really nice fake, and you'll see that later as well. It's an incredible skill that he has. So Wazari for that kosoto, you know, it's interesting. He always kind of plants his foot, tries to lift people's leg up with his knee. He's really, really good at that. Now does a good job defending this. Looking for a bit of newaza here, and this is at the end of the round. And so I think he was just trying to burn the clock here. I'm not sure exactly if he knows what to do with the legs and the arm in that position. Round 2 now against Aizvarenu. And I'll show you what happens here. It's something I don't like. So it kind of goes to the ground a little bit, and then both guys stand up. And TAKEOKA, he starts to look for something. Here it is right here. And the ref stops it, and I know why the ref stops it. It's because it was technically in newaza. And so you can't just go from newaza into standing. It has to be stopped by a mate. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if the two guys want to continue, I think they should just let it continue. A Wazari score for this Sumigaishi. And TAKEOKA, he's got good sacrifice throws. He's good at kind of getting into the position and then making something happen. I was thinking, I just made a video on Tanaka, and I did pick TAKEOKA to win this category and beat Tanaka. And in that video, I couldn't think of why I really thought that TAKEOKA would beat Tanaka. And it all came back around to Mariyama. Mariyama, if you've seen him throw Tanaka at the selection tournament here in Japan, it's almost like man versus child. He absolutely demolished Tanaka in that contest. And then TAKEOKA, he got a win over Mariyama, so I kind of thought maybe Tanaka, not quite on the level, and TAKEOKA, he was rising to the occasion. But it turns out that might be the other way around. So the next round now against Yondon Perenlai, and we all know that Yondon Perenlai just causes so much trouble for everyone he fights against. He's got endless stamina, great techniques, really hard to throw, and this one went deep into golden score. Now I do recommend going onto JUDOTV, kind of watching it for yourself. Both guys eventually do get 2 shidos, and there are some times where I was like, man, they should just give one of these guys that 3rd shido, but they let it go on. And I think eventually TAKEOKA, he did eventually put in more attacks than Yondon Perenlai. There's that Ochigari that Yondon Perenlai likes to do. And TAKEOKA, I mean, he's just trying to make something happen here. Doesn't quite have the grips that he likes. Now this is a good attempt. And there was a bit of a stop in the action, so they couldn't give a score for this. But to be honest, my personal opinion, I think they should have given that a score. I liked it. Good defense. And this is a wasted opportunity by TAKEOKA. Really could have got the newaza there, but Yondon Perenlai got out of it.
Just beginning to control things.
And you can see here, Yondon still moving well. 4 minutes into golden score. And they were saying on Twitter, you know, this might have been the reason why TAKEOKA performed poorly in the final. He was just too tired from the grueling day that it was. Although after this he had a really quick ippon, which should have helped him recharge a little bit. And I mean, look at this, we're 6 minutes into golden score, so that's over 10 minutes of fighting. Absolutely incredible. And even for Yondon, it eventually gets him to...
So difficult to pick this one.
Seriously, when you get the draw and you see you're going up against Yondon Perenlai, you just must hate it. Absolutely hate it. So Yondon, he gets a 3rd shido, and that puts TAKEOKA in the quarterfinal. So already TAKEOKA 1, 2, 3, 4, his 4th match, and it's just the quarterfinal. 2 more to go. Absolutely crazy. So up against Margavelashvili, and this was a quick one. TAKEOKA put in 2 attacks. The first one unsuccessful, but I'll show you guys, it is kind of nice. And then the next one, a really nice ippon. So right versus left situation, Kataguruma. Margavelashvili looks for the Sumigaishi, but Takeoka defended well. Takeoka should probably have a look at how Heidorov does it. Now this is what I was talking about, the Kosotogake. Maybe it's a Tani Otoshi, it's somewhere in between. But have a look how Takeoka sweeps this leg behind Margavelashvili's leg and then lifts it up. Look at that. Now one of the keys to this throw is putting your leg between your opponent's legs. And by doing so, they can't step back. They can't defend. They're going backwards. They want to step back and plant their foot, but your leg is in the way. So as soon as that leg comes up, it's all over. Not much you can do. You're going to have to defend that some other way. So an ippon there, a very short round in the quarterfinal. And next up, Imomali in the semis. Now this was a really interesting fight. Might have been probably the most interesting of the day for Takeoka. I was kind of surprised. He was really happy to be really close to Imomali. And me in particular, if I was a Japanese judoka, I mean, I've done most of my judo in Japan. I definitely like the space, and I don't like being close to people. But have a look at this. He stays here, and he actually does pretty well. Looking for a mat return here. If only he had the newaza of Hojo. Once again, Imomali going in deep, and Takeoka doing really well with the ashiwaza. And then looking for an obitori gaishi. Doesn't get it. But I was just surprised, very surprised to see him willing to engage at such a close range. Now here's the fakes. Really nice fakes. Osoto into that kosoto. And then a seoinage goes down to the ground as well. Really nice judo. Now this here, I was so surprised that Imomali didn't get a shido for head diving. But then after this, I mean, I think Takeoka just got a feel for it. And look at that, really tight Kosotogake. Hits him really good. Now, before I talk about the final, I just want to show you this little clip from earlier on. Watch what Takeoka does with his sleeve hand and the inside kind of kochi. And he does this a lot. It's something he really likes to look for. It's what he uses to kind of, get his kazushi going. Bring people down to the mat, that kind of thing. And so I think Tanaka, in the final kind of game plan for this, and he gets an early wazari. You'll see Takeoka, he'll take a sleeve grip, and then he'll kind of look for that top grip while throwing that kochigari. And as he does it, Tanaka puts a lot of pressure on that side where that leg should be. And ends up getting a wazari score for this, so I'm not sure if this was a game plan or not, but it's really, really nice. And then this here was a second wazari shortly after. Nice ochigari by Tanaka. So Takeoka, good result, silver medal at the World Championships. Can't be disappointed in that, but I'm sure he wanted that gold. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.